So, this is actually the 2004 remake of Sid Meier's Pirates, re-released in 2005 by Firaxis Games and 2K. So I'm only going to do a very short playthrough here, but as you'll see, it's very similar to the original, actually. The plot line of how you became a pirate is more complex, understandably, in this later game. There are also dimensions like trying to find a wife and other things like that. Incidentally, this flickering in the video is something that is a bit of a mystery to me. I think it might have something to do with how Open Broadcaster captured the video. Possibly. It's a pretty good solution, but it's not a perfect program. The game was running fine. So anyway, you see that the options here are very similar to the original Pirates, like the time periods, although you can't start as early in this version. We'll go with wit and charm again. Be silly. We will still start in 1660. Now, the language of the people in this game is unclear to me, whether this is just babble or whether it's an actual language that they're speaking. I did spot a few quotes that appear to be Basque, if I'm interpreting the phonetics of the proper using Google Translate. I mean, theoretically your character is Spanish, but if you noticed in the opening scene, the opening cutscene, one of the buildings had a Dutch flag on it. So, what does that mean? I don't know. And it's not the Dutch flag used in the game either, so that makes it even more complicated. So you do have a mutiny, same as in the original Pirates, although you're stuck in the middle of it, possibly the one who provoked it rather than the person they call upon to take over the mutiny. So I ended up starting in Antigua this time, again because I was with the English. As you saw earlier, just like in the original Pirates, you can choose to work for the English, the French, the Dutch, or the Spanish. And as in the original, you're pressured to be a privateer rather than completely illegal pirate. I compared the original Pirates to Shadowgate and, you know, choose your own adventure and simpler games. But playing this, I felt it was more like Escape Velocity, really. This is the governor, the English governor of Antigua. He gives you different promotions as a privateer. So in this case, he's giving you your letter of marque to be a privateer. And later he can give you ranks like captain and so on. But getting back to my original point, I noticed also that this game, both in its original form and in its later form, is very similar to Escape Velocity, actually. Because it's not a sci-fi game, I didn't make the connection right away, but actually, in terms of gameplay, it's really similar. Because you're going port to port, you're upgrading your ship, you're selling off, well, taking and then selling off plunder. And so, it is quite similar, especially because you have all these little missions thrown in that different people give you. Although there's no board or computer of missions in the tavern. You can nevertheless interact with non-playable characters and hire crew, as in this case. The guy in the back room usually has something unusual to sell you. And it varies quite a lot, actually. So here he's sold me a treasure map of another pirate that I can go steal the other pirate's treasure. I've never gotten far enough in the game to actually benefit from one of these maps, though, and my understanding is some of them are either fake or not very useful. The woman at the bar usually has tips for you. I haven't been able to figure out if she can be your wife, because you get a romance score for whatever kind of wife you have. And it's not at all clear whether you can date the barmaid, actually. That's theoretically what she is. Actually, I think that's the only thing she could be. I don't know all the plot twists of the game, though. So, she gives advice that there's a sloop headed in that direction, and you could intercept it. Now I'm running out of time, so I will continue this in the next video.